This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com and use the offer code Shark Tank. That's right, what show are you about to listen to? Shark Tank. Squarespace.com, offer code Shark Tank. Now, on to the show.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shark Tank After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shark Tank After Show.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while, gotta get my stretches in.
No! Here we are. Hey guys, I'm Stef Z. We're here doing a recap of Shark Tank. Phil's with me.
Hell yeah.
Whoop! The Olympics. I mean, the Olympics were exciting, but you know what? I kind of miss Shark Tank.
I did too, but the good news is you can always rewatch old episodes and they still feel fresh if you haven't seen them in a while.
Totally. And we had, I forgot her name, and I totally should not have forgot her name.
Christina Zias?
No.
Who?
The girl that was tweeting us like, hello, there was a new episode and you guys didn't do a show. We were wrong. We were wrong.
We were wrong, so we're here doing an episode.
I'm saying we because I'm a team player, but it was actually Phil.
Oh, thank you.
Just kidding.
Thank you.
I was like, Phil, we doing a show? Nope. Rewind.
Well, anyway, it was a team effort on that
I
mess
know.
up, but we are here fixing it,
Yeah.
bringing you Shark Tank. Another great episode. I try to get Diamond Dallas Page. Maybe in the future we'll get him in to talk about DDP yoga. I was personally bummed for him, but we'll obviously talk more at length about that later.
Yeah, you know, I kind of liked him. We will. We'll talk about that later. But we will start off.
Helping you out.
Thank you.
Moving her mic.
You're
It was
the
a little
best.
crooked.
Phil's the best here at AfterBuzz.
That's what makes a successful product is little details. Always
is.
with the little details.
The devil is in the details.
It is.
It is. Okay, first product. We got Mo Berry. Ryan Carpenter comes out from Portland. You just gave me a weird look.
No.
Oh.
Well, yes, this guy.
What's wrong with the guy?
Okay. Biking to make... Okay.
Number one, have you ever been to Portland?
Okay, I have never been to Portland, but I know what you're going to say, and I'll let you say it. However, remember, for me, all it took was when he said, most of our staff have to end up making the smoothies. I was like, okay, this is never going to work.
Oh, no. I think Portland is like one of the biggest bicycle cities in the country. Like, it's got so many bikes per people or however that goes. So I feel like it's a really cool thing that they would want to do. I feel like people would be like, yeah, let me go ride my bike. Or just to see it is like a niche there. I mean, like, all these food trucks and everything started somewhere. Like, this is just... I mean, and they definitely get into it. Like, it might be a way better thing, like someone like actually riding their bike on the beach, serving up like, you know, strawberry daiquiris or pina coladas or the ultimate Miami Vice. But I still think it's a great idea, and I think a city like that is. I mean, he's making money.
It's a good friend, but here's the thing, right? There's always what I'm learning. Bicycle. Thank you, Marissa.
When I was in elementary school, I was in the chorus, believe it or not, and one of the only songs that I remember was "Riding on my bike is the kind of thing that I really like. On the kind of day you go out and play, I get on my bike and ride."
We've clearly not been doing this for a while because we're all over the board. But
I know.
You know, by doing this every week more, what I've learned is that there's a certain threshold where, like, yes, he's making money and things like that, but does he really need the Sharks' help?
No.
And can they really help him out?
I
no.
agree with you.
So it's just one of those. It just doesn't make sense for them.
But in the same sense, it makes sense for him because they pick him because it's a niche. It's like a different thing that's happening, and guaranteed his sales have quadrupled after Shark Tank. So it's kind of a win-win. But so he goes in and he's asking for $50,000 for 15% of his company. And his goal, like, he started his business with $500. He uses bicycles to power the blender that makes smoothies. Mark and Damon, I think, went up there to make them, which I always like when they bring the sharks up there to like participate to make the product. And apparently the smoothies were actually really good too. And I believe that it was Kevin that brought up, like, do you have blenders too? Because this could be like the special bike smoothie has something special, but you can also mass produce and sell, and he didn't. So I thought that was kind of a negative point, that he should have both, because then he can make more money. But I mean, I don't know. I like the idea. You know, I liked how it was like his whole theory was because in Guatemala, how they're turning bikes into power, and it's like an eco thing. And I think in Portland,
this is more of a social movement than perhaps a business. Again, he's making money. I mean, here's the thing, right? He mentioned like the washing machines and things like that. I can only imagine, like, hey, Steph, you want to come over? I got to do some laundry. Can you ride the bike for a little bit?
I'll be like sitting there.
So again, but I mean, I like it. I think it's cool. I think, you know, it would be nice, okay, to do your exercise in the morning and, you know, while you're doing laundry, because that's the only way to do your laundry.
I have a feeling this isn't the first time we're going to see bikes for power.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll see what happens. So as far as sales, he had $70,000 to date, and he had one location. And then they were talking about the bikes, and apparently he had, you know, built some bikes to start the business, but the bikes that he was using now are like $2,000 each, which the sharks kind of squawked at a little bit.
That's an expensive bike. Can't you know, go to Toys R Us, get one for $150.
But in the same
we'll figure it
sense,
out.
like, I have a couple friends that are like bike guys, and like they'll buy a fixie or this thing or that. They'll spend $1,000 easy on a bike. So for $2,000 and then to be able to make money from your bike, to me that wasn't like a huge red flag of like super expensive.
Yeah, but I feel like we could figure out a way to cut the costs or like manufacture the bike. You know, there's
I know.
You want to cut your costs.
Yeah, and that was the thing that who said? I think Mark said that if you were the bike guy, I would want to team up with you. Like if you were the guy like putting bikes into into different markets for power, because I could totally see factories of like people just in the back riding bikes.
Yeah.
Like if you're at the gym, like what if all those people were making stuff with those bikes?
I mean, this is just some weird sci-fi movie. Now everything's so automated and computerized, but now in order to run the computers, we need to hire workers again to run the bicycles, to run the computers. That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, you know, in some sense, I'm glad he actually didn't get a deal, and not to be mean about it, but I don't think he needed it. And again, I think he got what he wanted out of the show. Congratulations, and now, you know, I have a friend in Portland, so I'm going to tell him to go.
Yeah, I would totally go. Next time I'm in Portland, I'll totally go. Yeah,
that's
again,
every week.
Mr. Wonderful had an amazing quote with this guy. I don't know if you remember it, but he was like, I'm just seeing the newspaper titles. Man dies cardiac arrest making smoothie.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's so funny, some of the things he says.
But these are, I mean, you know, he's the only one that like thinks of these, you know, again, they are concerns and they are quote unquote legitimate. But again, there's just like, there's a level of legitimacy to the questions. Like, okay, like, come on, that's like the same like, someone eating hamburger could get from McDonald's or whatever can get a heart attack, but like, come on, we all, you know what I mean? Like, it's always gonna be, there's always gonna be a risk factor no matter what.
I know. I just thought it was funny that out of all that, that's what like he took. But all right, so yeah, pretty much. I don't really know if there's much more to talk about that with the Mulberry. I like the guy. I like that he was doing something different.
And I like this. You know, we haven't gotten. Lori was not in today. You know, so I did kind of miss her energy. But I like Barbara and Damon going against each other, kind of.
I do. You know what I want to see too for like how many episodes are there left?
The last season, I believe they did 25.
Oh, I thought it was 30. Yeah. 25.
I mean, they're always increasing because this is such an easy film. Yeah, it's just so good.
And I would love to see for like maybe the last few shows all 6 sharks.
I want to do that. I think let's go 7.
Yeah.
Because the best part of tonight's episode was them bantering against each other.
It's always the best part. Because, like, there's only so many times they could rip the entrepreneur or who was ever presenting, like, a new one, you know? Okay, so moving on. Next we had, oh my God, I love this guy. Jason Hanson, the former CIA guy.
This was absurd. In the best way. Marissa even loved him.
It was cool. I want to go.
To what?
To Skyscape.
I don't even know where the hell that is in Utah.
I don't think it is in Utah. I don't think the Utah thing, I don't think that happened. So let's rewind a little bit. So the former CIA guy comes out in disguise. First you think it's one person that's going to do the presenting, and then, you know, he like takes this outfit off and the hat off, whatever. And then it's like the other guy, and he's a legit CIA agent. And I was very, very, like, the first thing I thought was like, someone's going to kill him. Like, he's leaking these secrets, you know? And I'm very glad that they asked him about it. You know, they brought it up. I think it was Mr. Wonderful or Kevin?
Of course.
Okay, it was Mr. Wonderful. But he's the lawyer guy. He's the guy that, you know, will always say and do that kind of stuff. So what it was, it's pretty much a course to teach you how to get out of, it's like a self-defense course, but like spy stuff, which is awesome.
I mean, it's definitely a really, home security, I think, is the biggest thing, you know, especially as Damon said, like, you know, for moms and kids, I think this would be a great course.
And I've seen it, like I was like, what's happening? So they have Barbara come up and duct tape his hands together, and he was just like, boom, and got out of it. And I was like, I want to kind of try and do that. And the zip tie thing was very, very convincing as well, because like cops use zip ties to like arrest people now.
Yeah, but now again, it's always that catch-22. Like, okay, we need the knowledge in order to be safe as a society, but then like by giving out the knowledge, are we really screwing ourselves? Because then the guy that just got arrested is gonna be like, whoop, yep, all right, I'm out later, bro.
Right. Well, people like, I think the common thread in that argument is that the people like law enforcement should know one step beyond. You know what I mean? Like, or they should be doing something that not everybody else is doing. Okay. Which, I mean, it's not like they're showing you how to get out of handcuffs. Not that we use that anymore, but I understand what you're saying. So, so Jason, and I like him. I like his personality. He's like, sounds super smart, and you know, he's been in different situations, and he's asking for $100,000 for 15% of his company. And what he wants to do is, his company is a 2-day course where you can learn all these, you know, spy safety tactics. And I want to go
to Utah.
Well, he's been doing them, and he's been traveling and doing them at hotels, which I think is a good business model to actually make.
That's the business model.
Right. And what he wants to do with the money is make a whole like spy acre house
Disney World
ranch.
for
in Utah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that like it said, like for the $600 I would totally go. But like the $600, then flying to Utah, then staying in a hotel, then this, that, the other thing, it's kind of like false advertising of what it costs because it's not accessible. So that's like not really $600. That's like $2,000 to go to.
Yeah.
So, but he's also he's had.
Sorry, I had an idea. What if because he wants to build this landscape, what if he built buildings where he could board people for 2 nights, and then that would cut the hotel costs and whatnot. Like he would provide the boarding.
Yeah, but now he's gotta have staff to clean.
It's got to be so much cheaper and cost efficient to like go rent a room at a hotel for like, you know.
I mean,
9 hours a day.
He's literally got to. If he does this,
and
it needs to be
insurance for that.
It needs to be Disney World. You know what I mean? It needs to be an attraction. So when I'm done with my course, I can go have a beer or whatever. It just needs to be like that type of thing, like 24 hours nonstop. I don't know, but obviously that changes things completely.
Yeah,
so
I do.
You're
like
much better off with the moving around.
Yeah, no, I agree. And he's doing sales as well. He did $130,000 gross, and I think his net was just around 130. I forgot if it was 130 or 160, something like that. But he's making a pretty decent profit on what he's doing. So yeah, to go reinvest and to like build all this stuff to maybe get people to come to this attraction in Utah, I'm not buying it's a great idea.
I mean, the only way it could work is if, like, every year, let's say 60 people got to get into the CIA, but they got to take this course. All right, CIA guy, you want to be... Again, that's not what it should be. It'd be like a hosting class. So someone wants to be a host? Okay.
Yeah.
$2,000 for a crash course, and then you want to take the 6 weeks course? All right, that'll be $10,000.
I don't think the government would ever be okay with that, though. They've got their own CIA boot camp or whatever, so to speak.
I'm just trying to spitball ideas of what could work
if
you wanted to go the route of Utah.
Yeah.
But maybe
I feel like it could be something that you do at like schools. You know what I mean? Like,
but then you're traveling again.
Yeah, no, with the traveling, but something else to incorporate in the traveling. Like, you could do a couple different tiers. You can do like one for like kids, one for moms, one for like, you know what I mean? Like different levels. You could do one for, police officers. If your guy gets out of the zip tie, what do? You know what I mean? You could. I think that's something that
that would be great.
There's
and that's why
growth in his business.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind Robert being like, okay, I'll give you that, but for 50%.
Right.
Because basically we're going to change up the entire model, and you know what? Why not be 50-50 partners in this?
Right. No, I kind of agree. And Mark. Mark, I like what Mark had to say, that more and more people are buying experiences.
Remember we did the Halloween thing. He
bought that, and he didn't buy this, which is maybe that's why.
It was out of his wheelhouse.
Right, but I like that offering experience. It's a big thing. People I think now more than ever want to escape from their life. For a weekend or
handcuffs.
But anyway, he's out. Robert was like, I think you're the guy. He was totally behind him, but like you said, he wanted 50% of the company for $100,000. And I feel like he was kind of like no, but kind of like contemplating it, but kind of like, is anyone else gonna offer me anything? Because I know I can't do it by myself. Mr. Wonderful says he was out. Barbara, she was a big on it's a mistake of the Utah thing. And then Damon just steps up and he's just like, it's $150,000 for 40%, but you have to do it now. And he didn't hesitate and he took it, which is like, you notice a lot of people are like, I'll do this, but you got to do it now. And they still like linger or ask questions or make a phone call or hear another thing, but this guy was like, okay, like he kind of took Damon's stern, do it now, and went with it. So.
I don't know. We'll see if I respect Damon and whatnot, but I don't know if he was the right partner for this. I don't know.
I can appreciate your opinion. I can understand where you're coming from with that.
Okay.
If
we were building spy gear, then yes. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've learned a lot, and we'll touch on it next time when Christina's back too, but I learned a lot about Damon and his portfolio because I did yesterday. I actually went to the Damon John Academy for an
Don't
intro.
mess up the title.
I don't even know if that's the title. I think it's Damon John. I don't know.
Way to promote him.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll promote it again more next time when Christina's here. But learning about more of what's in his portfolio, it's not so far-fetched. But I agree with you. I thought it was going to be like a Robert or a Mark thing. That's what I thought. Anything else about the spy camp? That's what it should be called, spy camp instead of space camp. Spy camp.
That's right. Well, Stef Z, you were telling me that you perhaps need a better website.
I know. Everyone's been talking about Squarespace, and I should use that for my website builder because I'm kind of...
You should. And so squarespace.com is the all-in-one kind of platform for you to create your own very professional website. And for example, with Steph, she does a lot of fashion. She does a lot of e-commerce, as they call it. And so this would be like the perfect website for you because, again, you could sell your fashion. You can do all these different things with various products. And, in fact, for Christina, who is missing, she should definitely check it out. The design is easy. Everything's so easy. And there's 24-hour tech support for you.
That's important because people like me will want to do something and then it's like, wait, I don't know what I'm doing, and then
so many people give up on websites just because of that. Sometimes they don't even start a website because of that.
That's honestly my problem because I know how to do the designing, but to make it all work, and a lot of times you don't get a person, and so if they have like a person 24 hours, it's kind of the best. You get a person. Yeah, like I don't want someone that tells me to go YouTube how to fix something. Like I want a person.
And the cool part is, obviously, you know, with you guys as fans listen to us on various platforms, whether iPhones, iPads, Androids, desktops, whatever, you guys know that there's so many of these different devices out there, and so your website has to reflect that. And with Squarespace, it automatically does.
Oh, it
looks great no matter what device you're on.
That's awesome.
So, and of course, how many social media sites are there?
A bazillion and more, growing. Well,
the good news is that Squarespace has you covered there too, because again, it's so easily connected to all these different social services, and so they've really gone above and beyond to kind of make sure, you know, the future of the internet, basically, in some senses, I would say, making sure they have you covered. So it's easy, it's connected to all those different things, and as I said, it's great for e-commerce platforms because most of you guys, I'm sure, that especially for Shark Tank, if you listen to Shark Tank, I'm sure perhaps you're a small business owner, medium business, even perhaps a large business owner, you know, but your website, you know, has to sell stuff. So when it can easily do that, you're making money.
Like, it starts at only like $8 a month or something like that too, right?
It's dirt cheap with a free domain.
Yes, and you can, if you have your domain already, you could also bring that over.
True that. So go to squarespace.com and guess what? We'll give you 10% off your first purchase, but only if you use the promo code Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
And what show are you listening to? Shark Tank. That's how you remember it. So squarespace.com, offer code Shark Tank. And now, back to us.
I still want to say it one more time.
Shark
Tank.
Squarespace.
Oh, yeah.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, go do it. Make a site. Make a site. Tell us what it is. We'll go visit it. Okay, now we have former wrestling superstar
DDP.
Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Sorry, I didn't know. I don't want, you know, is that what he does?
That's the thing, man.
You know, when it was DDP, wasn't there an old wrestling move, the DDT?
The DDT, yeah.
So I was a little confused because growing up, I was a WWF fan, like big time, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Ultimate Warrior, or whatever. And I was just like, wait, isn't it the DDT? But then now with the Diamond, I get it's DD.
Yeah, it's Diamond Dallas Page, but there is the DDT in wrestling.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
Okay, question, you know, since we're talking about wrestling. Do you think the Sharks were wrestling fans? Because I don't think they understand, you know, I think they had some respect for him.
No.
But they didn't quite understand. They're like, is this guy, like, I don't think they understood that this guy is huge.
I don't think they understood that. I agree with you. I don't think that they got that this guy the just because of who he is.
And here's the thing, right?
And his story.
He's you know, he's got a great documentary with Snake the Jake Roberts, you know, about them.
Jake the Snake.
What did I say?
The Snake Jake.
I'm sorry. You know, and so he's on DDP Yoga. He's close friends with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you know, Stone Cold promotes DDP Yoga. And anytime, you know, literally, I had a meeting a couple days ago about like you attach Stone Cold to a project, boom. It's like it's almost the equivalent of like going on Shark Tank. Like, it just skyrockets. And
that's awesome.
And so, you know, for DDP, he has all these different platforms. Now, ultimately, I don't think he needed a deal in Shark Tank anyway. I think he's very smart just to do it as a promotion.
But, see, the same thing. Like, the first guy, the bike guy, you're like, he came on here for no good reason. This guy, they're netting $890,000. Why do they need $200,000 more?
They don't. They promotion.
But it's the same thing. But it's okay. Why for this guy? Because he's Dallas Diamond.
Are you saying it's okay? Are you saying that because I'm upset that he didn't get it? I'm upset that he didn't get a deal because it's DDP, and I'm a little upset that they didn't I don't think they respected him to the level they should.
You know, and honestly, and again, we don't want to forget about his business partner, Steve Yo was his name. Because it always takes the celebrity and the idea, but it takes, you know, someone to figure out the business side as well. And I believe he was the guy who filmed it and put a lot of the stuff together. So without him, it wouldn't be happening. But I thought that it would I really did think this was going to get a deal. Number one, because of, you know, he has the stigma, he's an athlete, stuff like that. Number two, because I think, and I could be so wrong with this comment, but I think less men do yoga than women, and he was kind of making yoga tough. Like a lot of men,
the slogan is "This ain't your mama's yoga."
Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a lot of men think that yoga is not macho, and it's like, you know, oh, only girls go to yoga. But yoga is, you know, proven to be so good for everyone. And I think this is, in a way, he was making it a little bit tougher, which I kind of appreciated. And again, that's why I thought it would definitely get a deal. But he really didn't
and no stress on your joints.
Yeah.
Which, you know, he said no other thing could claim.
Yeah, and so they wanted $200,000 for 5% of their company. And then, of course, everyone was like, oh, how much have you done? And they did $2.6 million in their first year out. And last year, or this year, they were on track to do $3 million with that $890,000 net. Like, that's...
I liked him. He was like...
crazy.
Did you guys pay yourselves? Yeah, we paid ourselves good.
Yeah. I did. I liked them. But they also want to make a mobile app, which makes sense because I've seen a lot more and more people, like some on demand on TV, you can like do yoga on your television, and to have a mobile app to travel with your iPad just to put it anywhere and be able to do the moves. I think that's kind of a brilliant idea. I didn't think it would cost $200,000 for...
Apps cost a lot.
Yeah, apparently.
So good ones do anyway.
Yeah. So right away, Damon had to deal with the Billy Blanks Jr. He mentioned that, and apparently, I guess that's not going too well. Which kind of made me, not that in particular one, but he said like he realizes how hard it is for that kind of stuff, and you know he's out because he's done this. It's hard. And when that happened, it kind of came up for me is like we always get the like success stories, but I would so like to know the percentage of stuff that failed after Shark Tank.
Luckily,
where do we get that?
I don't think it's... Here's the thing. I think it's not a lot because anytime that it does, according to Mark Cuban at least, they have obviously a chance to look over all the numbers, all the facts. You know, I can't just go in there pitch, you know, like, hey, Phil's Soda Shop is making $3 trillion. Well, okay, and then everyone, you know, it becomes a bidding war, right? And then eventually they check my books. Oh, he makes 3 cents. So you get a chance to check the books, and so I think right then and there, if things are off, the Sharks, you know, by the rules, have the ability to pull out, you know, and not be reprimanded in any sort of way. And so I think that's why
I think the business should be reprimanded if they come on and lie just to get some buzz and to think that people, you know what I mean? Like if you go on there and you lie about your books and you get Mark Cuban on television to make a deal, the public thinks you got Mark Cuban on your
I'm sure
team.
there's a thing, but you know, and so that's why any contestants on Shark Tank that have gotten a deal but aren't successful is because they probably fibbed.
Huh.
I don't know the percentage of people who did or you know. I imagine it's not a lot. Hopefully.
Yeah. So Damon's out because he's done stuff like this before and he's kind of not interested. It hasn't been the success story that he's wanted. Mark said he's out. It's kind of like a trends thing, which I don't know that I really knew what he meant by that.
It's, well, you know, like the latest and greatest energy drink. Hey, the latest diet supplement. Hey, this. And so
but I don't know of any other like macho yoga. You know what I mean? It's like if he was like if there was like an extreme sport athlete doing it and a football player doing it.
I don't think it's the macho yoga so much as putting him more into the exercise category.
Okay, that makes sense. Like the exercise DVD, like the Tai Bo or the kickboxing or the Pilates or the this or the that. Yeah. Okay. But you know what? Honestly, I've done some of those workouts before, and I feel like, you know, they get old quick. So I think that's something about it too, but it's always good to have a bunch of them. So I definitely think there was room for him. I think his was different enough. And then Barbara was saying how she feared that he kind of peaked already.
Yeah.
So,
which again, if you knew him, I don't think he did because especially with the launch of the WWE Network, I think he's got more promotional outlets and be able to tell his stories in more ways than one.
Right. But clearly he's got a good team behind him too because he's making a lot of money. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if it was just an athlete with no business plan, then it would be one thing, and all that, FaceTime for whatever would kind of be pointless. But clearly they're doing something right.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He really is.
Yeah, it seems that way. And Robert said, they were going to burn through the money in the infomercial, and he was like, "No, we're not." Like he's like, we're to kind of have one ready to go, whatever. But that was kind of Robert's excuse for being out. And Mr. Wonderful was out too. So Diamond Dallas Page and Steve did not get a deal.
I like that. It was funny what that DDP said at the end, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I like that. With the Diamond Dallas Page.
I kind of want to watch wrestling with you now.
There you go. Let's do it. Now the WWE Network's out.
When did it start? Just recently? Anyway.
Monday.
Oh, this past Monday or beginning of Monday?
This Monday.
Wow. Okay. Anything else? Anything else about your Diamond Dallas? Your DDP?
Hopefully we can get him on the phone, or perhaps if time permits, to get him in the studio to kind of talk about it.
Oh, I'd love it.
His experience with Shark Tank, I'm sure he'll go off about DDP yoga, but we'll try to.
Dude, I will do DDP yoga in the studio. I'll do it. Let's see what you got.
Right on.
Okay, moving on. Next, we've got Erica, and she's got the short stacks, pancake, and waffle mix.
They loved this.
They did. Did you love it?
I liked her. I mean, of course, I didn't get to try it, so I don't know. But I loved her feistiness.
I have to say, one of my favorite things that Mr. Wonderful has ever said came out of his mouth. Whatever. A moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. That was amazing because it's so true. Like so many things that women eat, it's like they taste so good and then they're like, boom, to the hips forever. So I appreciated his comment. But I really liked her too. And again, we didn't get to try it, but I feel like they're pretty honest. Like, and not that they're all food critics, but like if they say it's good, I feel like I would try it.
Yeah.
And she was asking for $100,000 for 25% of her company. And she did $100,000 her first year, and she has orders for like Nordstrom's, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Whole Foods, which for me right off the bat was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Right, in the sense that they're completely different tiered stores. Like you can't sell something. I mean, I guess you can, and maybe she does. But if you have the same exact product in Nordstrom and in TJ Maxx, it's not going to be the same retail. It's got to be a discounted product. So I don't know if she's saying that like her overflow or her goes to TJ Maxx or what, but I've sold to both of those stores, and you don't have the same product in both stores for the same price. Everyone would just go to TJ Maxx. Like who would go buy it at Nordstrom?
I don't know.
Yeah. But
People go to Nordstrom, not TJ Maxx.
What's that?
Never mind.
Oh. But I mean, she had pretty good margins. She said that it cost 99 cents to $1.50 to make, and she sold them for like $7.99. It makes about 12 waffles. But I liked it. It was healthy. It was like lactose intolerant. There was like, I mean, for people that are lactose intolerant, you can have it. It was like gluten free. It was all this like, I mean, not that a pancake's healthy, but it was a healthy.
She made it as healthy as she could, and she really stuck to that.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, there are, and I like it. Again, a lot of these things, you're going to have competitors. Let's just face it. Like, it's just life. How many original ideas can we honestly have that just move the needle in such a way that is, like, revolutionary? Right. So you're going to have competition.
Right. And I think the key to that competition is just brand loyalty. It's like you have to, like Aunt Jemima. How many people buy Aunt Jemima just because it's Aunt Jemima? It's kind of like the iPhone. How many people buy
Kleenex just because...
It's Kleenex.
People say Kleenex just because, like, hey, I want a tissue, but like, hey, can you get me a Kleenex? Like, that's
right. And even when other stuff's better, like, it's proven that the Android or whatever that phone is called is a better phone. It's a better device than the iPhone. But yet everybody has the iPhone 5, and now they want the iPhone 6 just because they want the Apple thing because the brand loyalty and it makes them feel cool. So it's like
I got the 4S.
Oh, I got the 5. But apparently his 6 is coming out. It's gonna be big. Anyway, Mark was like, "You're amazing, but this is not my kind of thing, and for that reason, I'm out." But he was like, "You're awesome," which I kind of really liked. Like Mark's like a straight shooter, and when he likes someone, he lets them know. And I feel like that encouragement goes a long way, even though he didn't make a deal. You know, Robert was kind of like not having it. He was like, "This is a high end niche thing," and for that reason, he's out, which makes sense. Makes sense as well.
Again, I think it's a matter of that threshold. I think she can make money and she can be successful, but just it doesn't make sense for them to go in.
Right. Mr. Wonderful, of course, comes with a contingency plan with his deal.
Which I didn't mind this.
I didn't mind. I don't mind all of his deals. I think that they're creative. I think, yes, some of them are ludicrous and he's trying to rob people, but I also think that in a way it's kind of, you share the risk, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, if I was, and for this, what he was saying is that you have to work with a co-packer, so he's going to get that cost of 99 cents to $1.50 down to like 30 cents. So right away she's like saving 60 cents, and he gets $1 back until he gets his money back. So off the first 200,000 units, he gets $1, and then, 100,000 units, he gets $1, and then after that he gets 50 cents. Which, I mean, if he saves her that in the cost, you know what I mean? Like everyone was like, "Oh, he's trying to And
especially with Wicked Good Cupcakes. I mean, honestly, it would have been fun to. We've already gotten an update on Wicked Good Cupcakes, but if he just pulled out his phone and been like, "All right, here, talk to the ladies." Right. They'll tell you why you should be in business with me.
Yeah, he was kind of cocky about this one too.
No. So I mean, but Damon was Barbara was like, "Please," and then everyone's, "This is amazing, Barbara." Like,
it was crazy.
I would have been like, "You guys aren't even in this."
Yeah, they kind of were. He was like, "What's your offer?" No one else wanted to give an offer, but they all didn't want him to have it, which is kind of funny. They all kind of team up on Mr. Wonderful, which is kind of brilliant in a way. So Barbara comes in and she makes an offer of $100,000 for 40%. And she's like, "I really don't even want to make a deal, but I don't want you in bed with Mr. Wonderful." Yeah. Like, that's hysterical in a sense. She wants to give someone $100,000 towards their business just so that they don't have to do business with him. It's crazy.
I mean, is he really that bad?
I don't think he is. I think he's smart, and I think that I think there's certain deals that he's really good at, and I think maybe there's less percent of of all the deals that come, there's a smaller percent that actually he would be a good fit at, but the ones that he does fit at, he's the best fit because it's got licensing or this or that. So, and then Damon's like, he kind of goes out, but he's like, "Horrible offer with Mr. Wonderful, good with Barbara, I'm out. I'm just going to take myself out of the game." Barbara. And then she tries to counter Barbara and, get to 30%.
Yeah, she goes to 30, then ups to 35, and then we end at 38.
Yeah. So Barbara was kind of like, "No, I'm staying." And then she got her to budge, which I give that's a little bit of confidence that she kind of kept going after Barbara was like, "No, I'm not going to do this." So she got the deal. It was kind of amazing. Erica, short stack. We'd love some here if you want to send us some here at AfterBuzz. And then we have our news, which is our update from Game Face.
Game Face. Okay, so Lori and Mark made the deal. But in the update, all it was like, Mark has been so great. And again, I love Lori, and I think she is helping. But it was just kind of funny to me that it was all the focus on just Mark.
I get that. I mean, it makes sense because they did something at the Mavs and he owns the team. Yeah. So I get why that was that way. And I honestly, for me, what I noticed most out of anything of that update is the bad fit of the mask. Did you know if you watch again, or if I don't know if any of you guys out there that watch see this, it was like there was like a bottom flap hanging off, or it was like creased on the cheek. It's like, do you have one standard thing to fit on everyone's face? Like some of them
everyone's face is formatted the same way.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And it didn't look like it was stretchy. Like, they just had, like, flaps. I'm just saying, that's what I noticed.
We're getting our game faces on, and we're going to do it. One episode, we're going to do it, and we're going to wear it, and we're going to see the flappiness.
I'm telling you. But clearly it worked. They had, like, $6,700 of sales before the show, and 10 months after the show, they had $200,000. So, I mean, I guess if you get a deal, it can totally work. And
can change.
That's about this for this episode. I missed the. I had a taped version, so I missed the coming attraction. Was there anything good? Did you see anything that you want to talk about?
Lori's back.
Good to see. I can't wait.
Which means Barbara's out. So there was some back and forth. Yeah, I forget. You know, we didn't see too many. I don't know. What do we call them? Pitch people. We only saw like the guy and the girl, and then so we didn't see too many of the people
in the coming attractions. I didn't see him. My tape didn't tape that long.
Again, the previews. I'm excited anyway, so I don't really.
I'm excited. I can't wait till tomorrow. It's only tomorrow.
So we'll actually be, because of the Oscars, we'll be doing it tomorrow night instead of Sunday, our regular time. So bonus for you guys. We may have come in a little bit late on this one, but we're coming in early on the next one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was my fault.
Yeah, buddy. All right. That wraps it up.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Check out squarespace.com again.
Promo code
Shark Tank. And I don't know, you can find me, if you'd like, on Instagram and Twitter at I am Stef Z with an F. Where can we find you, Phil?
Follow us here at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Again, that's AfterBuzz TV. And we'll be back tomorrow night. And, of course, for all the new episodes of Shark Tank.
Yay!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.